majority of that money is gone, and their sinking fund money is now having to be used to add to facilities and redo facilities, but it never ends. It just, they're looking seriously, they're going to be looking at another bond issue very soon. And people will be shocked and a little bit upset. It's where did $250 million go? You can see it. I mean, you know where it went, but it's just, it's constant.
Well, what people don't understand is if you walk through our school, it looks like it's well maintained. But the $1.05 levy is causing most of the problems, because we can do smaller things and keep up, but we can't replace the heating air conditioning for a $1.05 levy. We can't, put in sprinklers and stuff with our $1.05. You can't do the major things, and they get put off then because you can't do them.
In our state, they sneak up on her every now and then, but it never goes anywhere. There are some states that have state-funded building programs. At least portions of a building fund are part of the state's responsibility. Georgia, some of the southern states have that, which kind of always is amazing. But we don't. I imagine maybe if we get to a particular level of number of districts, that might happen. But you had facilities, you had curriculum to meet ever-changing demands, keeping staff morale high, and then I added to that attracting and recruiting teachers to come forward, adjusting teacher assignments to future curriculum needs, and then we talked a little bit about the hard to replace areas or science, math, music, some of the technical areas. Attract, I used the word attract, I might change that, but cooperation or unification with area schools to either combine forces or combine some programs or cooperate on school issues as money becomes an issue and shrinking numbers of students become an issue for a lot of surrounding schools. And then along with that, maintaining unity and cooperation inside the existing district, not to choose up sides inside, but to keep harmony and some level of comfort so that people know what's going on here and can unify inside the school district. With that, we talked about, back to a financial issue, taxes for schools and the number of people who have kids of school age and trying to reach that population that doesn't. We talked about the positive piece of the teammates mentoring program. You've got 32 people doing that, but you also have a waiting list of kids, so you can attract more folks. Public relations, promoting the successes of the school and the students. And then in a year or 2 or 3 or 4, looking for a new superintendent. My wife always says, when are you going to retire? And I say, 2 years. She said, you said that 3 years ago. I said, that's my answer. It's always 2 years.
My wife's the opposite. She and Bill gang up on me and say, no, you don't need to retire. You stay up there.
Well, you know Jim Tennifer,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, Sharon.
Sharon said she retired for a semester. Then she went back to work, and I said, Jim, when are you going to retire? She said, he isn't. And he looked at me, and she said, it would be twice the husband and half the money. And she said, I can't deal with either issue. He is going to stay in.
I think that's maybe what Robbie's saying.
So Jim seemed to take that quite well. Now, given those issues, and there may be more issues that you want to bring up as well, but what are the things as a board that you'd like to focus on as goals for the next couple of years? I'm always hesitant to say how long, because environments change really rapidly. But in the near-term future, and I don't know what long range is anymore. 3 years is, I used to say 20 years was long range, but now 3 years is quite a ways out.
And Larry, how does this, what you're saying now, work into the school improvement program bottom up? I mean, how do we fit this together before you start on it?
Okay.
You know, that's been confusing to me because
I think everything a school district does should aim at its school improvement plan. And you're accredited by the state of Nebraska, and you're probably
North
accredited
Central.
by North Central, which now is Advanced Ed.
Yeah.
And I'm the chair of the state accreditation committee, and Advanced Ed has just been a breath of fresh air, but it's also been more work, I think, than we ever imagined in terms of a set of accreditation standards. They're excellent. But you can take the 7 standards that Advanced Ed holds for schools, and you can tie in state accreditation model with it, you can tie in No Child Left Behind with it. All those things should fit together, along with the things that you want to do. It should all be in the same plan so that you don't have 10 or 12 disjointed things that you're doing. Let's just take one of the things that in my college that our dean has us planned for in short term and long term is teaching and learning in the 21st century. Now that's a big broad category, so it's an umbrella we can all crawl under. But we've got to figure out some things that we can do to improve teaching and learning in the 21st century for college kids, for graduate students. That brings together curriculum, the way we teach, the way we deliver instruction, and we're delivering more instruction online than we've ever delivered before, and we're delivering to just about every part of the globe. We have 450 graduate students, and they are from everywhere. I have 40 students in class this semester. They range from New Jersey to Washington to Texas to Michigan. I have 18 Nebraskans, and the rest are from, I've got one from Cairo, Egypt, one from the Dominican Republic, I can't remember, one from Belize, one from Nigeria. So they're there. We're all in the same classroom all the time. It's a virtual classroom. But that's part of that teaching and learning for the 21st century. How do you reach people? What kind of methodology do you use? What kind of curriculum are you going to offer? What kind of teachers do you want to put in place? That all has to come together in a package. I don't know if I'm answering that very well. But there shouldn't be like 4 or 5 separate goals that aim at school improvement. School improvement is an issue. And every school for all time will always try to improve. And so what are your school improvement targets? Is it communication with parents? Is it upgrading the reading curriculum? Is it enhancing math and science education in the schools? Those should all be targets, but they all fit under the school improvement model. And if you look at those 7 accreditation standards, they're all there. And that's how I would arrange just about everything. The state plan fits with it just perfectly. I asked questions because I kind of jumped around on that one a little bit. You know, I wish I'd have brought that Advanced Ed stuff. Part of it has to do with governance and leadership of schools. Part of it has to do with the curriculum and instructional models that you use. Part of it has to do with communication with parents and community. Part of it has to do with your own efforts at planning and how well you plan. All of that is part of school improvement. So what you're doing here is part of a much broader school improvement model. So when you look at high priority needs, the things that you would like to place 1, 2, 3 on your list to improve things for students in North High School. And I'm making an assumption. We always ask people, usually have one primary customer in an organization. And in this organization, in public schools, there's debate over who that primary customer is. Is it parents?